Natural ways to whiten your teeth at home. Those with simple stains on their teeth do not need expensive products or professional treatments to have bright, white teeth. Today, let's talk about scientifically supported natural methods that you can safely apply at home. Natural teeth whitening mixture. We need 2 ingredients, baking soda and hydrogen peroxide. There is a critical point we need to pay attention to here. You must use the normal 3% hydrogen peroxide solution. If you add higher concentration versions, such as 15% or 40% to the mixture, it will be too harsh and may damage your tooth enamel. So, don't forget to use 3% peroxide. Here's a fact you might find interesting. Even in commercially available teeth whitening strips, hydrogen peroxide is used. These strips have the same ingredients as the natural mixture we'll be making, yet we still buy them at exorbitant prices. We'll make this safely and naturally at home. Preparing the mixture. Take a small bowl or container, add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, then add 3 drops of 3% hydrogen peroxide, then add 8 drops of water, and mix until you get a smooth paste. How does our mixture work? Hydrogen peroxide releases oxygen. The released oxygen breaks down the pigment chains that cause stains on teeth. When this reaction occurs, teeth whitening occurs. Baking soda has a slightly abrasive texture. Therefore, it gently removes stains and helps remove plaque. Since tooth enamel is very soft, the mixture does not scratch the tooth enamel due to the gentle action of the baking soda. Implementation. First, we apply the mixture to our teeth, then thoroughly brush it in with a toothbrush to clean our teeth. Apply it to the front, back, and chewing surfaces. After applying it for about 1 to 2 minutes, rinse your mouth thoroughly with water. The process is not difficult. We can say it is an alternative to brushing your teeth. Strawberries and baking soda. Our second mixture is strawberries and baking soda. Since strawberries have natural teeth whitening properties, you can crush a few strawberries, mix them with baking soda, and apply the mixture to your teeth. How often should you use it? Since these mixtures are milder than the super strong versions used by dentists, you will need to repeat the application. Dentists recommend applying it 2 to 3 times a week for several weeks. What we need to know when performing teeth whitening using natural methods or before performing it. These mixtures can be used on individuals with healthy teeth. When applying our mixture to teeth, the person's tooth enamel must be strong, and there should be no problems with the gums. Some people may be sensitive to products with abrasive or acidic properties found in natural ingredients. It would be better to apply our mixture method to people who do not have tooth sensitivity. People with tooth staining can get rid of stains using our mixture method. However, professional help is required for deep stains. Our mixture method is ideal for people who generally want to avoid chemical products. That said, people who are sensitive to chemicals often prefer these methods. Our natural teeth whitening mixture can be highly effective if the person has natural tooth structure. This mixture has no effect on dental fillings, veneers, or other dental restorations. People with these procedures can have their teeth whitened using professional methods. At the same time, these methods are also a good alternative for women who are pregnant or breastfeeding. Oil pulling technique. You've probably come across videos of people swishing coconut oil in their mouths and holding it there for a while. So what does this practice do? Have you ever wondered? What is oil pulling? Oil pulling is actually a very old method. People used to use sesame oil for this practice, but coconut oil began to be used because it has the same benefits and also has a pleasant smell and taste. How does oil pulling affect teeth? Coconut oil contains lauric acid, a natural antimicrobial. This acid fights bacteria, fungi, Candida albicans infections, and especially the microbes that cause bad breath. If you swish coconut oil in your mouth for 10 to 15 minutes, a few times a week, you will notice a visible improvement in your gum health. Scientific evidence. A study published in the Indian Journal of Dental Research states that oil pulling reduces gum inflammation, has determined that oil pulling is as important as medical mouthwash. Oral microbiome. The most interesting thing is this: oil pulling not only affects bacteria, but also helps the overall microbiome in your mouth. Your mouth has its own ecosystem, just like your stomach and intestines. When this ecosystem becomes unbalanced, you may experience persistent bad breath, gum inflammation, faster plaque buildup on your teeth, tooth decay, and tooth staining. Unlike some harsh alcohol-based mouthwashes, oil pulling gently treats the gums and oral cavity, reducing microbes and helping to maintain balance in the mouth. The hidden connection between sugar and vitamin C. Facts that most people don't know. Vitamin C and sugar are almost identical in molecular structure and are always in competition with each other. Excessive sugar consumption prevents vitamin C from entering our cells. Vitamin C is very important for collagen, which keeps our gums firm and strong. Gum bleeding is very common in people with a serious vitamin C deficiency. As a result, when sugar is consumed frequently and gum-containing sweeteners is chewed, vitamin C is pushed aside by the glucose taken into the body from outside. Dentists say the first signs of this are bleeding when brushing your teeth, bleeding when using dental floss, and gums that feel loose or swollen. Leaky gums. Leaky gums begin by creating small gaps in the gum line, creating a pathway for bacteria to enter the bloodstream. In studies, scientists have discovered bacteria in the oral cavity in two places: within arterial plaque and within the brain plaque of Alzheimer's patients. The oral cavity is the gateway to the entire body, and protecting your teeth and gums is more important than you might think. Almost no one talks about leaky gums. People often assume that gum problems are caused by not brushing their teeth enough, but this is absolutely incorrect. Gum problems start at a microscopic level much earlier. Think of it as a shield or seal that protects the blood circulation in your gums. High doses of sugar from outside sources slow down vitamin C, which in turn weakens collagen. As collagen weakens, the gum wall also begins to collapse and weaken. This weakness leads to the barrier opening and bacteria seeping in. These microbes travel through the bloodstream and are highly likely to trigger inflammation in internal organs. As a result, poor oral health is strongly linked to diseases such as heart disease, chronic inflammation, dementia, autoimmune diseases, fatigue, and brain fog. Remember, it all starts with leaky gums. Strong gums and bright whiteness. With every swallow, humans carry millions of bacteria over their gums. If your gum wall is strong, this isn't a problem, but if it's weak, microbes can directly enter the bloodstream and cause one of the issues mentioned above. We must not forget our gums when whitening our teeth. The two most important things we can do for this are reduce sugar intake from external sources and increase vitamin C intake through fruits or supplements. Tongue cleaning. Tongue cleaning is also very important in terms of reducing bacteria. This may seem insignificant to you, but once you make it a habit, you will see the difference. The bacteria that cause bad breath in your mouth usually live at the back of your tongue. A tongue scraper cleans food debris and sulfur-producing bacteria from the surface of your tongue, providing freshness to your tongue and oral cavity. When this process is combined with oil pulling and whitening, you will achieve good results both in terms of health and appearance. Bonus: brush your teeth once a week with baking soda only, not whitening toothpaste, just baking soda. Baking soda helps to temporarily change the pH level of the oral cavity. In a mouth with a changed pH, it becomes difficult for bacteria that cause decay to survive. It also helps reduce the rate at which plaque forms. Doing this just once a week is sufficient. During this process, you will notice that both your breath and gum health gradually improve. Teeth whitening results vary from person to person, but in most people, a visible difference can be seen within 7 to 10 days. With regular use, deeper stains can be removed within 2 to 3 weeks, and whitening results can be achieved within a month. If you consume a lot of coffee or tea, this application helps reveal the natural whiteness underneath by removing the yellow tone on the tooth surface. Safety reminders. Swallowing the mixture is dangerous and prohibited. Using a peroxide solution stronger than 3% is prohibited. Do not scrub the mixture onto your teeth too aggressively. Do not use the mixture more than twice a week. Avoid acidic drinks and sugary snacks immediately after the whitening process. When applied correctly and regularly, it is a gentle, safe, and highly effective method. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share your results in the comments.